And welcome into Coxville High School on this Tuesday evening as we have a late season matchup with the visiting Concord A's and the home team, the Lake Norman Copperheads. On the mound tonight for Lake Norman will be John Owen, as that is a bunt laid down right there by Ben Hammaker. Owen will fire down to first base, and he will get Hammaker for out number one. Good right there, good play right there from Owen, being on his toes. Hammaker trying to sneak one past him right there on the bunt, but with no luck. So Hammaker gets put down on one pitch, and that will bring up the first baseman, number 8, Drake Wallace. First pitch of the night, that Wallace see will be high for a ball. Owen, a late season addition for the Lake Norman Copperheads. Been a very good arm starting games this year. Swing and miss right there from Wallace. One 1-0 count. Swing and a miss right there. And we see Wallace fall behind in the count, 0-2. Pitch from Owen. And that's going to be fouled off into the screen. Owen looks in, shakes off one, likes the second he sees. A little high, and misses for a ball. Ben Hammaker from the College of Charleston from Marietta, Georgia. He'll be going into his sophomore campaign at College of Charleston. Owen will fire and deliver. Swing and a miss right there from Drake Wallace, and John Owen racks up his first K of the night. So 2 up, 2 down tonight so far for Drake Wallace. Or excuse me, for John Owen on the mound. So after the first 2 men retired, that will bring up Chris Lay, the center fielder. Lay will foul that one off and fall behind in the count, 0-2. Lay has been on a tear as of late, reached safely all 5 times last game against the Corn Dogs, and absolutely thrashing a 11-2 win for the Concord A's. Owen will try to put a stop to his hot streak right here, 0-2. Swung on, fouled off. Count will stay at 0-2. Jack Lopez back behind the dish for Lake Norman. We see a heavy dose of Andy Schultz, and Jack Lopez getting his fair share of play behind the plate as well, especially the second part of the year. So that breaking pitch misses high. Now we have a 1-2 count. Pitch from Owen. Popped into center field. Out there is Spencer Nolan, tracking to his left in the gap and caught for out number 3. So John Owen puts him down 1-2-3 in the top of the first inning. We'll see if this Copperheads lineup can do any damage and get out to an early advantage. Welcome back here. Bottom one, we have a 0-0 ball game as John Owen put down the A's 1-2-3. Connor Kiefer will be leading it off tonight for Lake Norman, and he's up in this count 2-0 already. Nice pitch on the outside part of the plate from James Newsom. 2-1. Kiefer fouls that one off into the screen. Count evens up at 2-2. James Newsom from VMI, the 6'6 righty, towering presence on the mound. 4-1 record this year with a 3.60 ERA. 6 games. This will be his 7th. 4 of those 6 appearances starting. 2 saves, 25 inning pitch, 26 Ks, 7 walks allowed as that one into center field. Chris Lay will be tracking back on that ball and will be caught for out number 1. So Kiefer is retired right there, and that will be the first out of the bottom of the first inning. After Kiefer is retired, that will bring up number 22, Andy Schultz. Schultz, the man from Campbell University. 2nd year with the Copperheads, as he was a member of the 2022 team as well, under manager Sean Stevens. Strike right there from Newsom. Schultz, 27 at-bats with a .259 average. He really struggled early on this season when he came in mid-season with the Copperheads. Was batting below 100 at one time this season. Now has jumped that average over .250. 7 hits, 2 RBIs, and 7 walks. 0-2 from Newsom. Swung on by Schultz over there to Aaron Herbst. 1 hop, fired over to the first base, and that will be the 2nd out in the inning. So Schultz is put down, and it'll be up to Spencer Nolan trying to have the same luck as the A's, getting put down 1-2-3 in the first inning.
Now batting the center fielder, number 23, Spencer Nolan.
As we've seen, James Newsom have success early, and that's no surprise as he was the SCBL Pitcher of the Week a couple weeks back, and he's been very good for the A's all season. Something to look out for with James Newsom on the mound as that one is over to Ben Hammerker at second. Easy play for him, and that's a 1-2-3 inning for James Newsom. So he says, John Owen, anything you can do, I can do better. I'll put him down 1-2-3 as well, and we will have a 0-0 ball game going into the top of the second inning here at Cox Mill High School. Stick with us for some more SCBL baseball. We're back here, top 2, 0-0 ball game here at Cox Mill High School. John Owen looked very comfortable in the top of the first inning, put down the Concord A's 1-2-3. Let's tell you a little bit more about John Owen. The 5'10 righty from Richfield, North Carolina, will be going into his senior season at Pfeiffer University. One of 3 Pfeiffer guys on this Copperheads team. Only a second appearance for the Lake Norman Copperheads, but they got an 8-3 dub over the Mooresville Spinners on July 11th, his first appearance for the ball club. Is a 4.50 ERA in one game, that one game being started. That one out to right field. Landon Reeves will be going back on that baseball, and that'll be put out for out number 1. So Aaron Herbst, the shortstop, will start the day 0 for 1, and that will bring up a man that's on a tear as well for the Concord A's, that being Taj Bates. Bates in the 5 hole tonight, playing EH.
Now batting for the A's, the EH, number 22, Taj Bates.
As Bates, one of the many Concord A's players that was selected to the Midsummer Showcase. That one in there for a strike from Owen. Look up this A's lineup, a lot of these guys, including James Newsom, who's on the mound tonight. He actually hit a bases clearing double in that showcase. That is line over to third base. Andy Schultz throws it over to Jack Brannell. And John Owen has retired the first 5 guys of the night that he's faced. John Owen looking very comfortable early on. So Dom Zinna, the DH, will try not to have the same fate as his other 5 Concord A's teammates. Knotted up at 0. We're back here, bottom of the second inning, and the workhorse for this Copperheads lineup this year, Tyler Zadalis, is due up 4-5-6, due up after James Newsom set him down on 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first. Zadalis playing second base tonight, something different that we don't normally see from Tyler Zadalis. He's normally a guy on the left side of the infield, either playing shortstop or third base. That one roped down the left field line, and he was early on that ball, but definitely had the exit velo. We have a 1-1 count. Newsom looks in, shakes off one, likes the second. That's a breaking pitch right there that Zadalis, all he can do is foul off. Zadalis will be going into his freshman year at the University of South Carolina. 62 AB so far this year in his SCBL campaign with a .242 average. 15 hits, 20 RBIs, 6 home runs. That one up the middle, Newsom can't get it. Coming over is Hammaker. He'll have to backhand fire to first and no chance to get Zadalis. Good hustle down the line right there, and he'll leg out an infield single. Good work from Zadalis. Just not trying to do too much with the baseball. Pokes it through the infield, and the speed too much for the arm of Ben Hammaker at second. So that'll give the big 6'5 lefty Landon Reeves something to work with. Reeves, the junior from Davidson College, as he put a big moonshot over the right field wall in the first game of the doubleheader against Regulators Baseball Club on Saturday. As soon as it was off the bat, everybody knew it was gone. That was Reeves' second home run of the year. He's coming into this game batting .250, 11 hits, 12 RBIs, and 14 walks this year. So not only can he drive the baseball out of the yard, but he has a good eye. Swing and miss right there from Reeves, and he'll fall behind in the count 0-2. Let's take you around the Concorde's infield. Wilmer Cuevas behind the plate with Mike Meisenheimer at third. Aaron Herbst at shortstop. His middle infield partner will be Ben Hammaker, and Drake Wallace holding down the fort at first base. 0-2 from Newsom. Outside for a ball, let's take you to the outfield. Number 14, Hayden Furr in left, and Sam McVoy in right field, and Chris Lay is in center for Concord. Tyler Zadalis standing at first. 1-2 count, no outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Newsom sets and delivers. Low into the dirt. And we will see Landon Reeves work the count to 2-2. Copperheads been on a tear in their last 10 games, 8-2. They're second place in the SCBL standings, only sit a game and a half back in the Statesville Owls. So let's see if they can make a late season push for that number 1 spot. Zadalis will be going that ball in the dirt. Wilmer Cuevas' arm will be tested. And Zadalis slides in there safely. So after he legs out an infield single, he says, hey, I'll show off the legs a little bit more and just steal a bag while I'm at it. That's a pretty good pitch to steal on. That one in the dirt. Good job by Cuevas. Just a good throw over there. Made it a competitive play, but couldn't get Zadalis. So now the count runs full. 3-2. That one popped up sky high. Coming on it is Mike Meisenheimer. And called off will be the second baseman, Ben Hammaker. Easy enough for Hammaker right there, and that's the first out of the inning. As Landon Reeves took a healthy hack at that one, just got under it, as if he made some better contact to that one would have been long gone maybe. So now we have one out here in the bottom of the second inning, and one runner in scoring position for the EH Quinn Bryn. Righty and righty matchup right here. Hammaker holding Zadalis on a little bit, just creeping in, keeping him honest. And Bryn will swing on the first pitch he sees. That one out to center field, Chris Lay. Zadalis will act like he tags up, but decides otherwise. And Quinn Bryn gets put down on the first pitch of the night he sees. So let's see if Zadalis' former Cox Mill teammate, Jack Branel, can get some two-out rally magic right here for the Copperheads. So now we have a 0-1 count. Branel, the 6'1", 300 lefty from Pfeiffer University. Good eye right there from Branel. 1-1. Branel with 23 ABs with a .261 average. 6 RBIs and 10 walks this season. Zadalis standing at second. 1-1 count. Branel will chop at that one and hit it foul. Copperhead's last game was a 5-1 loss to the Statesville Owls. That was a big game for the battle in first place. They were a game and a half back. A win in that one would have jumped them up into first place. Now they sit a game and a half back, and it makes things a little bit harder with only a week left in the regular season to secure that one spot. They're going to need some help from their former SCBL teams with that one. As good take from Brownell right there. Count evens up at 2-2. Landon Reeves was the only man with an RBI that night for the Copperheads, and Quinn Bryn threw 3 shutout innings in relief. One thing that's been really plaguing the Copperheads as of late is errors, as they had 5 errors in last night's game against Statesville. That one up the middle, and that'll be Aaron Herbst who will make the play and throw out Jack Brannell at first base. So 2 shutout innings for James Newsome as he allows the first guy on in the inning to an infield single, but takes out the next 3. As the 0-0 scoreline will stay for the top of the 3rd inning. Stick with us for some more SCBO baseball here at Cox Mill High School. Seven, 8, 9 due up here in the top of the 3rd inning as Mike Meisenheimer will pop that one up. Coming in on is Andy Schultz. John Owen will call everybody off. And we'll get the first out of the inning. So Owen only needs 1 pitch to put down Meisenheimer. And that will bring up Hayden Furr, the left fielder. Furr with a lot of speed. You can see why they put him out in left field. Heard the A's third base coach say, hey, just put it on the ground and try to leg one out. As that one's on the ground, but foul. For another guy from Pfeiffer University. Sitting 5'11", 180, going into his sophomore campaign. 0-1 from Owen. That one is up. So 2 Pfeiffer guys facing each other right here. Maybe a little bragging rights on the line when they go back and play fall ball coming up. Not before too long. Copperheads with the 2nd best team ERA this season and the least amount of home runs allowed. So their pitching staff knows how to keep the ball in the yard. They only allowed 4 runs through 14 innings in the doubleheader on Sunday against the Regulators. Owen up in this count, 1-2. Swing and a miss right there into the mitt of Jack Lopez. And that will be the 3rd K of the night for John Owen. So it'll be all up to Wilmer Cuevas to make sure that John Owen isn't put down the first 9 batters of the night that he sees.
Yeah, the catcher, number 7, Wilmer Cuevas.
Swing and a miss right there from Cuevas. Cuevas from the College of Central Florida, from Brentwood, New York. That one over there to Andy Schultz. He'll get it on the hop and fire over there to Jack Brannell for out number 3. John Owen looking sharp already tonight. 9 up, 9 down, as the man from Pfeiffer University is showing his best stuff here on a Tuesday night. So it'll be all up to see if the Copperheads lineup can do some work against James Newsome, as they only have 1 hit so far tonight. We'll be back for the bottom of the 3rd inning here at Cox Mill High School. back half of this Copperheads lineup due up 8, 9, 10 here in the bottom of the third inning. Thank you for joining us on your Tuesday evening. I'm Zane Metz as we see Jack Lopez ground that one down the third base line and foul. Lopez, normally a infielder, but getting his try behind the dish tonight. This is his second appearance behind the plate in his home games. That's a good pitch right there from Newsom. Had some good dip on it. Lopez from Barton College, 46 ABs this year with a 174 average. 8 hits, as he'll swing and miss right there. And James Newsom gets a K. That's his first one of the night. So no luck for Lopez. And we'll see if Connor Welker, the left fielder, has any better luck. Newsom working out of the windup. Nice fastball on the outside part of the dish. Oh, 1 from Newsom. Swing and a miss right there, and he's attacking these Copperheads hitter, just coming straight at him tonight. Connor Welker, another guy from Pfeiffer, 39 ABs with a 205 average. It says a swing and a miss right there. Drop third strike tag from Cuevas, and 2 up, 2 down in this inning, both coming by way of the K. It'll be all up to the Davidson man, J.D. Woodall, to see if he has any luck against Newsom this inning. He's been lights out, just coming straight at these Lake Norman Copperheads hitters. Woodall struggling this year batting-wise, 45 ABs with an 0.89 average. 4 hits, 13 walks, though. 8 runs, 1 home run, 2 RBIs, 6 stolen bags. And those 2 RBIs in that 1 home run came against the Concordays in their last meeting. That was a 6-5 win for Lake Norman. Woodall, a 2-sport athlete at Davidson College, playing for both the football and baseball team. As that one will get him right in the back, and that one's going to sting, but takes it like a champ. And if you're going to get hit, might as well be the slider. As he'll take his base, kind of acting like a second leadoff guy right there, batting in the 10 hole. Just getting on base, passing the baton to Connor Kiefer, the leadoff man. Kiefer, the 5'9" junior from Monroe Community College, 72 ABs with a 222 average, 16 hits, 14 runs, 1 home run, 3 RBIs, and 8 stolen bags. As Woodall also can steal some bags, as he will take the base right there. Cuevas, throw down to second base. Can they get Woodall? He's in there. As Ben Hammaker had to make a jumping play to get that one, had to get down on that one, try to tag Woodall, and couldn't do it as Woodall showed that secondary speed that he has for Davidson football. Plays safety and showed off why he roams the secondary. Newsom looks back at the runner and will deliver the 1-0. Swung on to the second baseman. That one hop over there to first. And can they get him in time? The tag. Yes, they will. Some acrobatic play right there from Drake Wallace as the throw from Aaron Herbst wasn't the best. But he says, hey, I'll bail you out, teammate, and tag Connor Kiefer out there at first for out number 3. Only the second base runner that James Newsom has allowed tonight. But he says, hey, I'll leave a man in scoring position once more. As now the umpires will have a little chat. The 2 guys standing on base, Copperheads, think that they're in the right here, and they'll call him safe. So the umpire says, James Newsom, you're not out of the jam just yet. You're going to have runners on the corners with 2 outs. As Connor Kiefer will reach on an error from Aaron Herbst. As that throw from Herbst just took Drake Wallace off the bag. It was almost an amazing play to just catch, but just couldn't make the acrobatic play for out number 3. And that will bring up the ever-so-dangerous Andy Schultz. Schultz started a lot of games for the Campbell Camels this spring in the first half of the year. In the second half, got derailed by injuries, as he was a pivotal role in a very, very good Campbell Camels team this year in the Big South. One of the best group of 5 teams in the nation. as Group of 5 in mid-major baseball can always have some surprises. This year was Oral Roberts that really made a mark on college baseball. So J.D. Woodall at third, Connor Kiefer at first. 2 outs in the inning. And there from Newsom, as you got to have a little mental reset right there if you're Newsom. You think you get out 3 in the inning, shut off the mound, say, hey, I've gone through 3 and allowed none, and now you got to step back on the mound with runners in the corners and shut down the 2-0 hitter. Newsom peeks over there to Kiefer at first base, being held on by Drake Wallace. 0-1. Swung on by Schultz, and now will be over to the third baseman, Mike Meisenheimer. Meisenheimer flips over there to Ben Hammaker, and Newsom will get after the jam after all. So he thought he got out 3, had to step back on the mound and say, hey, I'll just put down Andy Schultz for out number 3. We have a 0-0 ball game. Game flying by so far. We'll be back here for the top of the 4th inning. The 10-0 hitter, Sam McAvoy, will try to have better luck than his former A's teammates, as John Owen has been looking very good so far tonight. 9 up, 9 down. Swing and a miss right there. Count evens up at 1-1. As we are in the final week of the SCBL regular season, as the end of season tournament bound to be a great one. As that's a swing and a miss right there. Owen jumps up in the count. 1-2. Let's take you to the SCBL standings. Regulators Baseball Club stands at 3-19, 12.5 games back, and 1-9 in their last 10. As that one is popped up in the infield, that'll be for Tyler Zadalis. Can of corn right there for Zadalis, and that'll be out number 1. And that'll bring up Ben Hammaker for the second time tonight. He grounded out first time up. It was a bunt, try to catch Owen off guard, and he just ran and got it. Fired over to first base. Let's take you back to the standing. Concord A standing in 5th with a 12-14 record. They are 5.5 games back, 3-7 in their last 10. Queen City Corn Dogs are 11-12. They are 5 games back and 4-6, as that one is down the right field line, but foul. Spinners sit 3-9, or 13-9, excuse me, with 2.5 games back and 6-4 in their last 10. Copperheads stand in 2nd. And the 17-8 Statesville Owls have sole possession of first place. Pitch from Owen. Breaking pitch misses high and inside. One from Owen. Nice breaking pitch right there as he got the dip that he wanted, but the umpire doesn't give him the call that he wants. Two-one pitch. Swing and a miss right there. Count evens up at 2-2. Sets and delivers. Fouled off, count stays even. Looking ahead to the next games for these teams, the Lake Norman Copperheads will travel to Moore Park up to Mooresville to play the Mooresville Spinners tomorrow night. As that one misses outside, count runs full. And the Concord A's will host the Regulators Baseball Club at Concord High School. Both of those games, first pitch at 7 o'clock. And the final game of the SCBL slate tomorrow night, as that one is poked into center field, and will be the single in the first base run of the night that John Owen will allow. Like I was saying, the final game in the SCBL slate tomorrow night will be the Statesville Owls traveling down to South Charlotte to play the Queen City Corn Dogs. So Hammaker stands at first base, and the first baseman, Drake Wallace, will try to have a better time at the plate than his first time up. He got sat down swinging. Pickoff move right there. Jack Brannell holding on Hammaker. Drake Wallace from St. Andrews Presbyterian College, going into his freshman year from Indian Trail, North Carolina. Swing and a miss right there. 0-1 count. A lot of local guys on all these SCBL teams, shows off how much talent is in this Charlotte area. A lot of great D1, D2 JUCO schools all around here. On the D1 side, as we see a runner going, have to go back to first base after the foul ball. With Queens making up the jump to D1, Charlotte always a very competitive team making the move to the American Conference. Teams like Wingate and North Greenville, D2 powerhouses. Schools like Monroe Community College around here that are JUCO powerhouses year in and year out. A lot of great baseball to go around in the Carolinas. So we have an 0-2 count. Ben Hammaker standing on first base. And the lefty Drake Wallace to the plate. 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. Hammaker creeping over there. Will not go this time. That one low. Did he go? No, he did not. Beautiful night for baseball here in Concord, North Carolina. Weather sitting at 90 degrees. Going to cool down into the 80s as the game goes on. As Hammaker goes again, and he'll have to go back to first base again as Drake Wallace making him get his cardio in for the day. Doing sprints from first base to second base back to first. You saw the Regulators test the arm of Jack Lopez a lot in the game that he caught in the doubleheader on Sunday. We'll see if Hammaker tries again. He will go again. Swing and a miss right there. Throw from Lopez, and not in time to get Hammaker. So he advances into scoring position, but not before Drake Wallace gets sat down on K's for the second time tonight. That will go down as John Owens' 4th K of the night. And it'll be up to the red-hot Chris Lay to try to get a 2-out single to get Ben Hammaker home. Outside strike right there from Owen. Chris Lay from Greensboro College, as he's batting a astounding .397 on the year, batting at almost a 400 clip, and he has 60 AB, so it's not like it's just a small sample size, as he's been along with that 400 average, he has 11 walks and 8 RBIs. Zadalis holding on the runner. Low for a ball. Owen looks in, checks on the runner, and will deliver the 2-1. Chopped over there to Andy Schultz. High hop over to Brannell. On the hop, and he will be in there safely. Takes Brannell off the bag. And a throwing error from Andy Schultz will allow the top of the fourth inning to continue. As Lay will say, hey, if I can get on, I'll take it. Pass the baton to the 4-hole hitter, Aaron Herbst. Aaron Herbst, the 5'11 righty from Stonehill College. A local boy from Mooresville, North Carolina. Runners on the corners. Lay will be going, and no throw from Lopez, as if he would have thrown down, you have to imagine that Ben Hammaker would have been booking it home. Herbst also hitting at a great clip, a .333 average, and he's known for stealing a bag or two, 14 stolen bags this year for the Concord A's. So he might be batting in the 4-hole, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't have speed. 2 runners in scoring position. As that one popped up, Brannell tracking back towards the fence, and that'll be over the fence towards the batting cages and foul. So we have a 1-1 count, 2 outs in the inning. Ben Hammaker standing on third base, and Chris Lay standing on second. We have a 0-0 ball game here in the top of the fourth inning, as John Owen trying to look to get out of this jam. 1-1 pitch. Swung on over there to Tyler Dallas. That will sneak over his head. 1 runner coming in. Chris Lay, the play at the plate. Can they get him? No chance, as the throw from Landon Reeves takes Jack Lopez away from home. And that will be a 2-run single for Aaron Herbst. So the throwing error from Andy Schultz at third base pays to be costly. And that will extend the inning for the Concord A's, and they will jump out to a 2-0 lead.
Now batting the EH, number 22, Taj Bates.
John Owen was off to a red-hot start. He pitched 3 1/3 and sat down all 10 guys, and then struggling to get these final 2 guys here in the fourth. That one misses high. Number 22, Taj Bates, up to the dish. Bates from Benedict College. Runner will be going. Popped up. And that'll be over there for Tyler Zadalis. And that'll be out number 3. So a 2 RBI single from Aaron Herbst breaks the game wide open for the Concord A's. And they jump out to a 2-0 advantage. We're back for the bottom of the fourth inning. Let's see if the Copperheads have a response. The big 6'5" righty from the Charlotte 49ers, Spencer Nolan, is up first in the bottom of the 4th inning here at Cox Mill High School. Thank you for spending your Tuesday evening with us. Good take right there from Nolan, as we've seen the umpire not really like the top part of the strike zone, even with a 6'5" guy in the box, liking it more towards the knees. That one misses high as well, as Spencer Nolan jumps up in the count, 3-0. Nolan with 38 ABs this season with a .316 average, 12 hits, 6 RBIs, as that's a good take and doesn't have to take the bat off his shoulder in that AB. He'll say, hey, I'll take my 4-pitch walk any day. And a guy that knows a thing or two about getting on base, Tyler Zadalis, now up for Lake Norman as he legged out an infield single his first time up. Just trickled by the pitcher James Newsom, and a backhanded play by Ben Hammaker going to get him in time at first base. Good eye from Zadalis. As one thing to look for from Zadalis, he has big power, leading the SCBL in home runs. Actually has a 2 home run advantage in that category, but also leads the SCBL in strikeouts this year. So a guy that has big-time power but also can strike out a lot. That sounds like modern baseball to me right there. A guy that swings for power but also can strike out a lot and work his walks while he's at it. Little discussion right there between the field umpire and James Newsom. As don't know what that could be, but that was short and sweet. As Newsom has thrown 5 balls in this inning, no strikes, trying to get back on track here. And he will do just that with a fastball on the outside part of the plate. Count evens up at 1-1. Zadalis, one of the many former Cox Mill Chargers on this Copperheads ball club. And talking about his commitment to South Carolina, commitment since freshman year of high school. So he's been a Gamecock through and through throughout his high school career. As sometimes you'll see guys that commit very early, even in the 8th grade or 9th grade, and change up their commitment due to maybe just liking another coach a little bit better or a coach leaving a school. But Zadalis has stuck with the Gamecocks and will be having a big spring down in Columbia. 1-1. That one into center field from Zadalis. Chris Lay tracking back towards the wall. That one's deep. And that'll be caught by Chris Lay at the track, as Zadalis' power bat just isn't enough for that ball to sneak over the wall. So Zadalis pops up, and that will bring up the 6'5" lefty, Landon Reeves.
Now batting the right fielder, number 16, Landon Reeves.
Talking about Landon Reeves and his college ball, playing at Davidson, always a great team in the A-10 conference, hosted the A-10 tournament last year and actually was leading the league, and then eventually lost the A-10 tournament to VCU last year, as they had 2 guys drafted into the MLB. And the year before that, they had Nolan DeVos, who's actually a former Mooresville Spinner, get drafted pretty early on to the Houston Astros, that he just got promoted to high A ball. He was down in low A with the Fayetteville Woodpeckers and got promoted to high A, trying to work his way up in the Astros organization. Hopefully to see him in the MLB very soon. Always love to see the SCBL guys thriving past their college career. Right there from Newsom, as Spencer Nolan will get in there safely. As you see also with a lot of the older SCBL players, you'll look back at the SCBL alum and see a lot of guys that are now college coaches for different teams around the Carolinas and all over the nation, whether it be assistant coaches or head coaches, as that's a drive in the right field by Spencer Nolan, tracking back. That will one hop over the wall, and that will be a ground rule double, as Landon Reeves put a very good hack into that ball right there. So that will allow 2 runners to be in scoring position for the E.H. Quinn Bryn. And this is really the first or the second time that James Newsom has had to face a high-pressure situation after the error from his shortstop Aaron Herbst in the last inning allowed runners to be on scoring position, but he got out of that jam, And now he has a jam here. 2 runners in scoring position, only 1 out in the inning. As he'll have to work around Quinn Brin and Jack Brannell, who's due up next. Outside from ball from Newsom. As his control has been a little shaky this inning, as we saw him throw 5 straight balls to start off the bottom of the 4th. 1-0. Swung on by Brin, popped up, and away over the screen and foul. We have a 1-1 count, 1 out in the inning. A's lead 2-0. In the dirt for a ball. Good job right there from Woomer Cuevas, as he'll have to block everything up here from Newsom, as he doesn't want to allow the runner at third to advance home. That runner being Spencer Nolan at third and Landon Reeves at second base. 2-1. Fouled off. Count evens up at 2-2. And Spencer Nolan would know a thing or two about David's baseball, as his brother actually played for the Wildcats for 4 years and then decided to take his COVID year over to NC State in the Wolfpack this last year. As with Davidson with no grad school, hard to keep onto those 5th and 6th year guys. 2-2. In the dirt, Cuevas shows off the blocking skills right there, and the count will run full. A big pitch from Newsom right here, as you don't want to load the bases, especially for the powerful lefty bat of Jack Brannell. Here comes the full count pitch from Newsom. Swing and a miss right there from Quinn Brin. And only one more batter to go for Newsom to get out of this jam. That will be the 3rd K of the night for the big righty. And it'll be all up to Jack Brannell, who popped out in his first plate appearance to try to get something going here in the bottom of the 4th. Pitch from Newsom, popped up by Brannell. Tracking back on it is the shortstop, Aaron Herbst. Coming in on it is the left fielder, Hayden Furr, for out number 3. Good work right there from James Newsom, getting out of a jam. He had 2 runners in scoring position with only 1 out in the inning, and he retires 2 batters straight, as the Copperheads leave 2 men stranded here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Concord A's still lead 2-0. We'll be back here for the top of the 5th inning here at Coxsville High School in just a moment. Back here, top 5, Concord A's lead 2-0. Dom Zinna, the DH, who was sat down on K's last time, up for his second plate appearance. As John Owen sat down the first 10 batters of the night that he saw, and then allowed 2 runs due to a costly error by the third baseman, Andy Schultz, that allowed the inning to keep going, and then a single from Aaron Herbst that just poked over the head of Tyler Zadalis at second base, scored both runs. That one over there, Andy Schultz, that one will sneak down the line, as we will see the hitter going to, that one in the corner by Connor Welker, the tag into second base, and he will get in there safely. Double celly right there from Dom Zinna, and the first batter of the top of the 5th inning will reach safely. That is the first extra base hit of the night for the Concord A's. And that will bring up the third baseman, number 13, Mike Meisenheimer. Mike Meisenheimer from Lenore Ryan University. Strike right there from Owen. Meisenheimer from Monroe, North Carolina. We're going into his senior year at Lenore Ryan, as this A's ball club filled with great D2 guys, as that one is poked into left field. Coming in on it is Connor Welker, and that ball will drop. So a little blue prep hit right there from Meisenheimer, but he won't be complaining. And now we'll have runners on the corners as John Owens is in some trouble early on here in the top of the 5th inning. So Hayden Furr, who got struck down on K's last time up, will try to have better luck here and start a little rally here in the top of the 5th. The A's trying to add to their 2-0 advantage, trying to build a comfortable lead for their pitcher, James Newsom, try to have him work late in the game. Bunt right there from Furr. That one popped up, hits the screen, and foul. As I was mentioning earlier, Hayden Furr, a guy with a lot of speed. So a little sacrifice opportunity right here, and he even can leg one out. First struggling at the plate this year, only batting .154. Only 2 RBIs, but a great chance to add to his advantage right here. As we see Andy Schultz creeping in over there at third, very close now. He'll lay down the bunt, and that will be foul. So 2 unsuccessful bunt attempts for Hayden Furr, and he'll have to swing the bat here. So Dom Zinna standing at third, Mike Meisenheimer at first base, and Hayden Furr at the dish for the Concord A's. 0-2 count, no outs in the inning here in the top of the 5th. 0-2. Swing and a miss right there, and Hayden Furr gets sat down on K's for the second time tonight. Good work from John Owen right there. Say, hey, you're going to lay down a little cheeky sacrifice bunt. I'll just make you hit it foul 2 times and then strike you out on the third pitch. And now the catcher, Wilmer Cuevas, who grounded out his first time up, will try to have better luck here. As if John Owen can get a good ground ball to a middle infielder, try to turn a double play, that'd be very nice. Another bunt attempt right there. Jack Brandel tries to get on his horse and get to that baseball, but no chance. So the A's, maybe the preseason bunting practice not working out to all the success right here, as 4 bunt attempts tonight, 3 of them going foul, and the first pitch of the game by Ben Hamaker was laid down for a bunt, just rolled right back to the catcher John Owen, and he fired over to Jack Brandel for out number 1 of the game. Let's see if Cuevas goes back with the bunt. He will. And actually, he'll say, hey, that was such good of a pitch, I'll just watch it go right past me. That was a good slider right there from Owen. And the A's trying to make it easy for Owen to get out of this jam right here. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss right there. And John Owen sits down back-to-back batters on K's. So good work right there from Owen, as He had runners on the corners with no outs, strikes out 2 straight batters, and it'll be up to the 10-hole hitter, Sam McVoy, to get something started. Misses high and outside for a ball. 1-0 count. Pickoff moved to first base. Can't get Meisenheimer. McVoy from Edward Waters College from Duluth, Minnesota. And down here in the Carolinas for the summer. As probably some hotter temperatures this summer in Charlotte than he's used to in Duluth, Minnesota. As it's a hot one tonight. It's been a hot one all summer. The air's cleared up here as the air quality was bad this morning, but looking pretty now. As that'll be roped to Andy Schultz. Tries to get on the hop and cannot. And the Concord A's will add to their advantage. Now they have a 3-0 lead over the Lake Norman Copperheads. As we see Andy Schultz, normally a catcher, so not used to third base over there, as he tried to pick that one like a first baseman. Didn't get his body in front of the ball and ended up getting that one into the outfield. So that will bring up the leadoff man, Ben Hamaker, for his 3rd plate appearance of the night. He is 1 for 2 with a ground out and a single. As the pitch right there from Owen goes for a swinging strike. Owen roped into the outfield, and that will be over there to Connor Welker. And no chance for the runner to advance home, as that ball just had too much heat on it right there from Ben Hamaker, as he smashed that one to Connor Welker. And that will be his 2nd single of the game. So bases will be loaded for Drake Wallace, as he's gone down swinging both times tonight. Not trying to get the golden sombrero of K's right here in a big situation to pad to the A's advantage. Pitch right there from Owen. No luck. That one's a ball. So we have a 1-0 count. Bases loaded, 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. Outside for a ball once more. And Owen just can't rein in Drake Wallace, as he's doing pretty good so far against him tonight with the 2 Ks. Owen looks in. Gets the sign from Lopez and will come set. Here comes the 2-0. Swing and miss right there from Wallace. So Wallace will take a step out of the box, readjust the batting gloves, and take a deep breath. This is a great chance to get some RBIs for the stats and give his pitcher, James Newsom, some insurance. Two-one. That one fouled off the face mask of Jack Lopez. The count evens up at 2-2. Big pitch right here from John Owen, trying to get out of his bases loaded jam. As he looks in. Shakes off 1. Shakes off 2. And will just decide to step off the mound. So a little mental reset right there. Shakes off 1 again. And now they finally agree on 1. Owen becomes set. 2-2. Strike 3 looking right there. And Drake Wallace gets set down on K's for the 3rd time tonight. And John Owen gets out of a jam, but not before the Concord A's get 1 here in the top of the 5th inning. A's lead 3-0. We'll see if the Lake Norman Copperheads can get some runs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Coming up in just a moment. bottom three of the Lake Norman Copperheads order due up here in the bottom of the 5th inning. As this Copperheads lineup has really been kept in check tonight from James Newsom, as he's been looking awful good. And a man that got sat down on K's by Newsom last time, Jack Lopez, up to the dish. That was one of 3 Ks tonight for Newsom, as he's not really putting them down on Ks, but just making them put balls in play. As that one misses high, we have a 2-0 count. Just making them put balls in place and letting the guys behind them really work, and they're doing that so far tonight. 2-0. Swung on by Lopez, chopped foul. Newsom with an intimidating presence up there on the mound, standing 6'6", 230. And that really is an advantage when you're a pitcher standing at 6'6", because you're shutting off so much of that time when you're stepping towards the mound, and you're cutting off a lot of that reaction time. 2-1. Strike right there. Count evens up at 2-2. And a guy, when you're standing at 6'6", let's say you're throwing 87 or 88. 87 or 88 is going to look a lot faster from a 6'6" guy than a 5'10" guy for sure on the mound. Just he's cutting off that angle. That one runs in and just clips Jack Lopez. So the leadoff man of the bottom of the 5th inning gets on by a hit by pitch. That's the second batter of the night that James Newsom has hit.
Yeah, batting the left fielder, number 2, Connor Welker.
And that will bring up the left fielder, Connor Welker. Welker, another one of those guys that is a former Cox Mill Charger here on his old stomping grounds. 9 stolen bags this year, as he stole 6 bags in one game against the Mooresville Spinners. It was just ridiculous. He pretty much just said when I got on base, hey, you can try to throw me out, but it's just not going to happen. 6 of his 9 stolen bags so far this year coming in that one game. Lopez standing on first base, as Lopez has 3 stolen bags of his own this year. That one misses high. Count evens up at 1-1. Newsom looks in, checks on the runner, Lopez, and will pick off move over there. And no chance to get Lopez, as we see Drake Wallace holding on the runner. Sun's starting to set a little bit. Still plenty of daylight. Lights on here at Cox Mill High School. Seen a lot of pretty sunsets this year. 1-1 from Newsom. High and inside for a ball. A good eye right there from Welker. Welker struck out in his first plate appearance. Trying to have better luck right here. As the 6'6" righty digs back on the mound. Gets the sign from his catcher Cuevas. Checks back on the runner. Gets set and will deliver the 2-1 pitch to Welker. Swing and a miss right there. Count evens up at 2-2. Newsom comes set. 2-2 pitch. Swung on up the middle. Trying to turn a 6-4-3 double play. They get the one that has taken himself. And he gets both of them. So a 6-3 double play right there from Aaron Herbst. As he gets the ground ball, tags the bag, and it gets 2 while he's at it. And now it'll be up to a man who got hit just square in the back his first time up, that being J.D. Woodall. To try to act like a second leadoff man once again for the Copperheads. Woodall was swung on that one, popped up, And that ball is going to go over the screen and foul. As we saw last game, one ball come over the screen, take a hop on the pavement path below us, and come right up in here in the press box. As if I'd have been standing up, I could have got me a souvenir maybe a Victory Chevrolet game ball, as Victory Chevrolet, the new sponsor of the Lake Norman Copperheads. All the game balls out there. As Woodall went right there. Count goes to 0-2. As Victory Chevrolet jumping on the Copperheads team for the home stretch. 2 more home regular season games and then going into the playoffs. They're guaranteed at least 1. And the more games they win, the more home games they get. That one low. We have a 1-2 count. Newsom will deliver the 1-2. And the dirt count evens up at 2-2. As camera battery just went out, we're going to do a little quick pit stop right there. And we'll be ready to roll coming up in the top of the 6th. 2-2. Fouled off by Woodall. Count stays even at 2-2. Newsom working out of the stretch. 2-2 once more. Shot foul as J.D. Woodall is just not going down without a fight. So count stays even at 2-2 as the camera battery is going to be fixed in just a second. Roped down the line by Woodall, but foul. Big thanks to Natalie changing out the camera battery right there. She's been working on all the social medias this year for the Lake Norman Copperheads. Keep up with Lake Norman Copperheads on Instagram. That'll be lkn.copperheads on Instagram. And keep up with the SCBL. That's going to be SCBL Baseball on Instagram as James Newsom gets J.D. Woodall looking. And that is 5 scoreless innings for James Newsom as he's been absolutely money tonight for the Concordes. We'll be back here for the top of the 6th inning here at Cox Mill High School. That one popped into right center field as Landon Reeves will make the first out of the inning. As that will be Wilmer Cuevas set down on the pop out.
Now batting for the A's, the shortstop, number 17, Aaron.
So John Owen out for his 6th inning of work through 5 1/3. He's allowed 3. Just trying to keep his team in this ball game. Swing and a miss right there. Excuse me, that was Chris Lay up last time. And now we have number 17, Aaron Herbst, who hit a 2 RBI single last time. That 2 RBI single just poked over the head of the second baseman, Tyler Zadalis, just blooped in there to right field and got the job done. So we have a 2-1 count, 1 out in the inning here. Top 6, A's lead 3-0. That one pop foul. Count will stay at 1-2. Herp showed off why he's batting in the 4-hole tonight for the A's with that 2 RBI single, as that was the first 2 runs of the night for either team. As this is the Copperheads lineup that's really felt relatively quiet in the last 2 games. They only scored 1 run last game and have scored none through 5 already. As struggling as of late, only 1 run in their last 14 innings. That one down the third base line. Good backhand from Andy Schultz, trying to show off the arm. And he will do just that. Good backhand play from Schultz for out number 2. And you feel like Schultz needed that one right there, as he's had some mishaps over there at third base tonight. But a good play right there just to get the nerves calmed down a little bit. Backhand on the hop. Fire over there to Jack Branoff for out number 2. And that will bring up number 22, Taj Bates, the EH. Taj Bates has grounded out and pop out tonight, so no luck against John Owen. As we'll see how late the Copperheads coaching staff pushes Owen tonight, as they're low on their pitching depth, but don't want to push a guy too far out. That's going to hurt his arm or going to put him out for multiple days. 1-1. High and outside for a ball. As pitching depth is super key coming down to the stretch, because you're going to have a lot of games in a very short time frame in that SCBL tournament. And you're going to need that depth, and that's why that 1 and 2 seed bye is so important for the Statesville Owls and more than likely the Lake Norman Copperheads, because if you can get that bye, you're going to have a leg up on the pitching standpoint over everybody else. And the team that has the most pitching depth is the Mooresville Spinners, and that really comes in handy come tournament time. They are the defending champs not only in 2022, but in 2021. As you see Taj Bates go around right there, and that will be a K. So Bates goes 0 for 3 on the night, and John Owen sits him down to 1-2-3 in this inning. We'll be back bottom 6. A's lead 3-0. The heart of the Lake Norman Copperheads order due up here in the bottom of the 6th inning, trying to get something started as James Newsom's been looking very good so far tonight. The 1-0 hitter, Connor Kiefer, will start things off as he is 0 for 2 on the night with a pop out and reached on an error. As he jumps in this count, 2-0. Newsom really hasn't been doing it with the case, and it's been just mostly trying to make guys put balls in play and let his defense work behind him. And in danger of working a walk right here and letting the leadoff man on. 3-0. That one popped up as he went 3-0 swinging. And no luck, as that will be Aaron Herbst for out 1. So Connor Kiefer goes 0 for 3 on the night so far. And a man that hasn't had any luck as well is going to be Andy Schultz, as he's grounded out both times tonight. Schultz's second summer with the Copperheads. And got off to a rough start, but that was due to the fact that he was injured the second half of his college year, so just took some couple ABs, couple games to get back in the rhythm of things. Was batting below 100 at one point and now above 250. Just misses on the outside part of the plate from Newsom. We have a 2-0 count. That one popped out, and that'll be foul. And Newsom really showing tonight why he was the SCBL Pitcher of the Week a couple weeks ago. The Pitcher of the Week this week is going to be Blake Oshler, a Lake Norman Copperhead, as he's been absolute lights out for the Copperheads this year and much deserving of that SCBL Pitcher of the Week nominee. As that one's in the dirt, 3-1 count. As Blake was actually supposed to be on the call for the Saturday doubleheader against the Regulators, but those games got pushed to Sunday and ultimately did not come on the call with me, but hopefully sometime later this season can come on the broadcast. Newsom working out of the windup, and will fire in the pitch. Chopped over there to third base, and that one will sneak by the third baseman, Mike Meisenheimer. Andy Schultz going to turn on the wheels, and he will have a stand-up double. That's a way to get your first time on base right there with a stand-up double. And that's going to leave the big 3-0 hitter, Spencer Nolan, something to work with.
Yeah, batting for Lake Norman, the center fielder, number 23, Spencer Nolan.
Spencer Nolan's had some big moments this year for the Copperheads. Hit a big grand slam against the Mooresville Spinners in a very important 8-3 win a couple home games back. You can see that clip on the SCBL Instagram page. That's SCBL Baseball on Instagram. Just yet another reason why you should be following over there for more updates and final scores and Player of the Week nominees. As we'll have a lot of coverage coming into the home stretch of this 2023 summer season. 0-1. That one chopped to the shortstop, Aaron Herbst. He gets it, flicks over to the third base, trying to get the tag down, and he's in there safe. As that's some aggressive base running from Andy Schultz, but might as well do it when you can get in there safely. And that's an interesting play from Aaron Herbst right there. Gets the ground ball, sees Andy Schultz going over to third base, flips it over to Mike Meisenheimer. Meisenheimer can't get the tag quick enough down on the flip. And that will leave runners on the corners with only one out. So Herbst could have got the runner over there at first base and have 2 outs in the inning with 1 runner on. But decides to say, hey, I'm going to try to get this lead runner and have 2 outs. But doesn't work out as he planned. And that brings up the big man, Tyler Zadalis, here with a chance to tie the ball game up, because any chance he's at the plate, you can bet that he's swinging for the fences. Watches that one go by for a strike. Andy Schultz standing on third. Spencer Nolan standing on first. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Concord A's lead 3-0. Newsom checks on Nolan at first. Long look over there, being held on by Drake Wallace. 0-1. Good outside fastball right there, and Zadalis falls behind the count 0-2. So Zadalis steps out of the box for a second as Newsom steps right back on the mound. He's wasting no time. But Zadalis will gather his breath and dig back in the righty's batter's box. Try to defend off this 0-2 pitch from Newsom as he shakes off the first two pitches that he sees from his catcher, Wilmer Cuevas. And then Tyler Zadalis says, hey, if you're going to play mind games, I might as well, as he's going to step out of the box. Big pitch right here for Zadalis as I feel like if you're the Copperheads, you have runners on the corners, you've been struggling all night to mount any runs. You want to get at least one run here in the sixth, so you only have to get two, so a base runner and a home run can tie the ball game up for the final 3 innings of play. 0-2. As Spencer Nolan will take a good hack at that one into left field. That ball is deep, and Andy Schultz will be tagging, caught by Hayden Furr. And that's a good drive right there from Tyler Zadalis. He's been close to a home run both times tonight, and that will go down as a sac fly. His last time up, he put a good drive into a baseball into center field, caught right at the track by Chris Lay. That one caught by the track by Hayden Furr, but will get the sacrifice fly and will add to his Newsom looks over as that 6'5" frame of Spencer Nolan can help him steal bags. Longer legs than a lot of guys. Creeps over there. Won't go. And that's a good hack right there from Landon Reeves. Out to deep right field. That ball is deep. That ball is gone. We have a tied ball game as Landon Reeves took a hack at that. That ball was caught. Excuse me, I thought that one was gone, as it looked over the fence for me, but I must have lost that one in the sun setting. So we're back here for the top of the 7th inning as Landon Reeves doesn't get the home run, but A's still hold a 3-1 lead. Back here, top 7, A's lead 3-1. Good pitch right there. 1-1 count. That one is a pop out and will be foul. So that moves the count to 1 and 2. That one popped up, infield fly, be called off, and Towers of Dallas will take that one for out number 1.
Yeah, batting the third baseman, Mike Heimer.
So after Dom Zena pops out, Mike Meisenheimer up to the dish for Concord. Strike right there, 0-1 count. That one will just get through the gap, and Meisenheimer will reach safely. So after Meisenheimer reaches on the single, Hayden Furr up to the dish for the A's, as that's Meisenheimer's second single of the night. Hayden Furr, not much luck tonight with 2 Ks. As the A's allowed 1 in the last inning. Trying to get back their 3-0 advantage. That one is ripped foul right there from Furr. Oh, 1. Outside and just misses. 1-1 count now. Meisenheimer, 3 stolen bags this year, so got some wheels out there. We'll see if he tries to test the arm. Good take right there from Furr. As we saw the regulators on Sunday, and we've seen a couple times tonight the A's trying to test the arm of Jack Lopez. Swing on a miss right there from Furr. Count evens up at 2-2. So we have a 2-2 count, 1 out in the inning. A's lead 3-1. That one roped down the line, but foul again. So first seeing the ball better in this AB, but just keeps fouling them off. A little early on all these balls, and can't keep them in between the lines. So we'll try the 2-2 once more. And that one looked like it was fouled off, as we're going to see what the call from the umpire is, as Meisenheimer will have to return back to first base, it looks like. So the count will stay even. The A's 2 games below 500, so trying to get some wins in the last week of the regular season to even that up. Swinging on us right there from Furr, and that's the 3rd time tonight that he's gone down on Ks.
Now batting the catcher, number 7, Wilmer Cuevas.
So after Furr gets sat down right there, it'll be all up to Wilmer Cuevas to keep this thing going here in the top of the 7th for Concord. Pickoff move right there. Unsuccessful, as Meisenheimer slides in there safely. Another pickoff move right there, and they got him that time. Caught Meisenheimer sleeping, And might have not got him the first time, but sure got him right there for out number 3 of the inning. Mike Meisenheimer, you got to stay on your toes when John Owen's out there on the mound. We're back here for the bottom of the seventh inning. Copperhead's got to get something started before it's too late. Quick seventh inning stretch right here. We're back for the bottom of the seventh here at Cox Mill High School. Sun's starting to set, the bright lights on, and the Copperheads down to their final 9 outs. As at number 3, Quinn Brent up to the dish for Lake Norman right here. Down in the count 0-1. Popped up. Foul 0-2. As Anthony Malley is going to be the new pitcher into the game for the Concord A's from Methodist University. Local boy from nearby Methodist University with a 3.89 ERA, 18.2 innings pitched, 18 Ks, and 13 walks allowed. This is his 7th appearance. 6 of those will be in relief. Low and outside for a ball. 1-2 count. Working out of the stretch. Comes the 1-2. Swing and a miss right there. And the first batter of the night that Maley will see, you will put down on K's. That's Quinn Brenn's second strikeout of the night. And that brings up Jack Brannell. And when you're looking at the scouting report against Jack Brannell, he's a guy that you got to get at him early, because if you allow him to get a 2-1, 3-0, 3-1 count, and you just put one in there for him, he's going to make you pay. So you got to attack him early and not let him fall ahead. And that's a good start to the AB right there, as a fastball paints the outside part of the plate. Good frame from Wilmer Cuevas. Maley comes set and will deliver the 0-1. Low in the dirt. Count evens up at 1-1. One count, 1 out in the inning. Concord A's lead 3-1. That one just misses outside, as Maley didn't like the call on that one. As soon as the umpire said ball, he was like, come on, give me a break. But we've seen the umpire at the start of the game really not like the top part of the strike zone, so that's kind of differing from what we see. Maybe that one was a little bit too outside for his liking. 2-1. Low into the dirt. And like I was saying, don't let Jack Brannell get up in the count early. And he's up in this one, 3-1. Center fielder Chris Lay just shaded to his left a little bit. 3-1. That'll be grounded to the first baseman, Drake Wallace. And he will decide to flip that one over there to Maley for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down so far from Maley. And that will bring up Jack Lopez. Lopez was hit by a pitch his last time up, just clipped him on the elbow guard, and that's what it's there for after all. Those ones, you can maybe lean in a little bit if that one just clips it, and you can take your base. Good eye right there from Lopez. Lopez, a product of Barton Baseball, Conference of the Carolinas team right there, down in South Carolina. 1-0. Nice pitch right there. Count evens up at 1-1, as Maley's been liking the fastball. Not too much off-speed stuff, just keeping with the heat. As we see, before he comes completely set, he kind of has the elbow out there a little bit. Kind of differs from most pitchers. And Lopez ducked with that one, and it was looping back into the strike zone, but just didn't get enough break on it to dip back in. Two-one count, 2 outs in the inning, no runners on. Strike right there, as we haven't seen Lopez take the bat off his shoulder in this AB, but he'll have to protect here with 2 strikes. Maley will shake off one. Likes the second that he sees from his catcher, Cuevas. And will deliver the 2-2 pitch. Outside for a ball. Count goes to 3-2. As Connor Welker, who grounded into a double play his last time up, is standing on deck. Big pitch right here to get out of the bottom of the 7th. Full count pitch. Strike 3 looking right there. And main lead sets them down a 1-2-3. As that's a good outing in relief right there. Just to start it off in the first inning, you got to imagine he's going to come out again because he looked good in that bottom half, against the bottom half of that Copperheads lineup. Top 8 coming out in the second. A's still leading this one, 3-1. Was in a win over the Mooresville Spinners right here at Cox Mill High School, a 8-3 win. And actually, Breck Brennell will take that one, flip it over first, and they will get him out. And that's going to be